I've always been kind of intrigued with the whole way we learn to do things. So this week we're going to take a look at the learning process when we visit the high school that has the largest marching band in the entire nation, when we spend some time in one of the smallest school districts in the entire state, and when we take a look at how kids learn to do things using one of the oldest and most recognized toys around. Why don't you just hop in and travel with me? I'm Bob Phillips. This is Texas Country Reporter.
Texas Country Reporter is brought to you by Capital Farm Credit. We're the answer. Mueller Incorporated. Metal roofs, metal buildings, ironclad guarantees. Hoheim Prairie Insurance. Texans serving Texans since 1892. Top Texas towns, Nacogdoches, Lufkin, and Victoria. And Southwest Airlines.
It is one of the first cold Fridays of winter, and in the early morning darkness, a group of dedicated kids make their way to the Allen, Texas High School Band practice field. It's the beginning of a very long day of rehearsals, school classes, more practice, and then a football game.
Okay, those with gloves, make sure that it doesn't hinder your performance. Woodwinds, did you hear me?
Chuck Pennington is the leader of this group. As band director, he's kind of like a father to a huge family of musicians, and he's quick to point out that band is a lot more than just music.
It gives them a place to be, for one, you know, a sense of belonging. One of the things that we're known for here in Allen is to show such great support for our football and sports teams. And so that just gives them a feeling of community in the school. I get to support something, I get to go cheer, get to have a great time, and it's just a big family.
Time was, Allen was a small North Texas town. Not anymore. Allen has grown up and the school has grown with it. So has the band. When Chuck started here, the band was an impressive 225 kids. And then things began to change.
And over the years, of course, it grows, and you just, what's 50 more? And the next year, let's add 50 more. And so it just began to add, and now you just do it because that's what you do.
What they do is march the largest high school band in Texas, probably in the nation. At 675 members strong, this band fills a football field with bodies and sound.
What we do different is that we choose to allow all of them to participate at the same time.
You march all those kids every week?
Yes, sir. Every week.
Is there such a thing as too big in this?
For a band? I don't think so. You know, we're not really looking at trying to find a wall or a place to stop, because when you find that place, that means you have to tell somebody you can no longer be in it. Sorry, we don't have enough room, or sorry, you're not good enough, or you don't have this, and I'm just not sure that that's a place that we want to go with a program like this.
That would be tough.
That would be very tough. You're not good enough, or you don't have what it takes. And all it takes to be in this band is to participate and make a commitment and do your best.
At the end of the school day, the night begins for the band. There's time for one more rehearsal, and then the arduous task of transporting this group to an out-of-town football game. It takes 22 buses, 3 box trucks, a nurse, a seamstress, and 60 to 80 parent volunteers. It's like moving an entire military battalion every couple of weeks.
People often refer to it as moving a small city. you know, or moving in, or in an entire middle school. This group is the size of our middle schools, that in our elementary schools that have 600-700 kids in them.
A band this size comes with its own unique challenges you won't find at a small school. For instance, it's a tall order just to know every band member by name.
Knowing their names is a challenge, and trying to really put a name with the face.
How do you do that?
I don't, to be perfectly honest. But what I do tell people is that somebody on our staff knows somebody. So every kid is known by somebody. I may not know every name, but I know that this staff member does know that kid. And so I usually know them by what they play.
The key to this organization is leadership. When the Friday night lights are bright, it's kids like drum majors Dustin Stone and Kyle Welburn, along with other student leaders, who keep everybody moving in the right direction.
That is very true. You know, we're in charge of keeping all the spirits high and just pushing all the way to the end of the game every time.
Oh, there's always pressure when you're a student leader. But I mean, a little pressure is good for everyone, and it teaches you a lot and then helps you become a better person. I've enjoyed the experience.
"650 strong, they stretch from goal line to goal line and fill the stadium with a wall of sound. This band is a microcosm of their community. Kids from all walks of life, from all cultures, and all backgrounds. Kids who simply enjoy music and want to be a part of something special. And on Friday night, when it all comes together on the field, well, that's real music to Chuck Pennington's ears."
Then to stand in front of that group when they're dressed up and they're giving it their all and they're trying to do their best, and they hit that note just the right way, or they hit that set just the right way, or they're doing those show moments where they're just right on. You know, you get that little lump in your throat, you think that's pretty cool.
Enjoy the hospitality and charm of Nacogdoches. Come to Nacogdoches for its unique entertainment, great dining experiences, and one-of-a-kind attractions. All these things and more are waiting for you in Nacogdoches, the oldest town in Texas. $82 million. That's how much cash Capital Farm Credit returned to their customers just this year. Does your lender do that? Capital Farm Credit is the largest member-owned rural lender in Texas, so as a customer, you are an owner and share in the earnings. Capital Farm Credit offers a variety of agricultural loan products and even appraisal services. Get your share of the profits with Capital Farm Credit. We're the answer.
I definitely trust my home to Hoheim Prairie. With us, they did everything they said they were going to do, and they definitely kept their promise with us.
I came home for lunch, and as I walked in, I was walking, and there was water that was smushing up out of the floor.
So I called my agent with Hoheim Prairie, and he came out within probably 15 minutes of me calling him.
And it was probably about 2 weeks, maybe, and everything was done and taken care of.
I've seen the commercials with Hoheim Prairie where they say they do right by Texas. Hoheim Prairie did right by us.
Plan a weekend getaway to Victoria, a city rich in history and charm, where the weather is perfect for year-round recreation, where music, dance, and theater come alive on stage. All this is waiting for you in Victoria.
The holidays are about family. They'll be home for Christmas or wherever they want to be with a Southwest gift card.
It began as a simple idea from a Danish toy maker. What if children's building blocks could snap together? Now Lego is one of the most popular toys in the world and the inspiration behind a handful of theme parks worldwide. Legoland in Grapevine, Texas features a racetrack, playground, brick factory, and everything a construction-obsessed kid could want.
Okay, the faster you pedal, the higher you go. Start pedaling.
But Legos aren't just for kids. In fact, one guy's love for Legos led him to a job held by only 11 other people in the world.
You know, I think people love Legos, and specifically the kids love Lego bricks because of the creativity and the imagination they can use to build things over and over again. It's a never-ending cycle.
Cal Walsh is the Lone Star State's resident master model builder, and the only guy we know who gets paid to play with Lego.
My favorite thing about working with Lego bricks is that you're able to create models off of your imagination and be as creative as you want.
He constructs holiday decorations, teaches building workshops, and maintains the centerpiece of the park, an impressive replica of North Texas called Miniland.
Down here at the Fort Worth side, we've got the Bass Hall where they've got concerts going on.
What's this building right here?
This right here is a very iconic house. This is our Highland Park Village. It represents all of Highland Park, and it is one of the more prestigious houses in that area. Downtown Fort Worth with some stampeding cows.
Big Red, the courthouse, the old courthouse here.
Yep, that's a very intricate building right there.
American Airlines Center over there, the AAC.
That's right. That's actually been a lot of fun. After the Mavericks won the NBA championship, we had all of the citizens of Miniland celebrating in front of Victory Plaza there.
Big parade there?
Absolutely. And we had Dirk and Mark Cuban and a trophy. They were all holding it up, celebrating. It's pretty exciting.
Well, here at Legoland, the models might be mini, but the smiles are life-size. Kids and grown-up kids alike stare wide-eyed into a world of infinite possibilities. And for creative Lego builder Cal Walsh, playing in that world is a boyhood dream come true. Did you play with Legos when you were a little kid?
I did, yes.
And now here you are at Lego?
Yeah, I never thought I would have done this. In fact, I didn't know a job like this existed. People always ask where I go from here, and I don't know if it gets much better than being a master model builder.
And a couple of quick reminders here. First, take a look at our website. If you're looking for a unique gift or even a present for yourself, you're likely to find it there by visiting TexasCountryReporter.com. And if you're looking for a place to unwind and recharge, why not consider a trip to Escondida, our little hotel and spa in the Texas Hill Country. Now here's this week's events calendar brought to you by our good friends at Hoheim Prairie Insurance, Mueller Metal Roofs and Buildings, Capital Farm Credit, Southwest Airlines, and top Texas towns Lufkin, Victoria, and Nacogdoches. Maybe you have seen the magnificent buildings made by Mueller, but ones like this are customized to fit into your unique landscape and lifestyle. Gives new meaning to the word building. If you think outside the box and want to work with someone who understands the look you desire, turn to the experts at Mueller. Our Choice Series buildings really do leave the choices up to you, and Mueller's in-house engineering and manufacturing gives you confidence for decades. Not long after the sun starts its journey across the big West Texas sky, an old yellow dog school bus bumps its way down one of the only paved streets in one of the most remote school systems in Texas.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Cowboy hats line the tops of lockers, and the largest class could fit in a minivan. This could be the opening scene of a movie, but it's just the start of another school day in Valentine.
5 times 5 equals 25.
Valentine, Texas, once a thriving municipality dotted with strong buildings built by tough people. Now they're simply sad reminders of the good old days. Valentine has always struggled with small townhood. Now it struggles to just hang on.
It's the quietest place that I know.
Serenity. There's no rush to get anywhere.
It's very isolated. It's an 80-mile round trip for us to get a gallon of gas, a gallon of milk, a loaf of bread. We're isolated, and so you have to make sure what you have will work or you do without.
The last soldiers standing are the post office, a dentist office, and the school. There are whispers here that the post office too may slip into the pages of the history of a town that was. So the school is really the only reason this place is still around. From kindergarten through 12th grade, there are only 44 kids here, helping to hold together a West Texas educational cornerstone that's managed to keep the doors open for 100 years.
The school is the community. We have over 800 square mile district because it's just such an isolated area. It's been the center of the community forever. And this is what the community wants, the school.
Doug Cook is superintendent of the Valentine ISD. You might remember Doug. A few years ago, he was the 6-man football coach and principal at the Blackwell, Texas school. And here, just like there, Doug wears a lot of hats. But that's just how things get done when your entire student body is 15 times smaller than the Allen, Texas high school band.
I get to be superintendent, principal, homeless liaison, federal person. I get to go deal with a kid in elementary that didn't do their work or got upset about something. I may end up being the student council sponsor this year. It's whatever has to be done
to see which one of these fertilizers grows best.
Chewy Calderon grew up here, and in this get-it-done community where everybody does double duty, Chewy is also the town's mayor and the delivery man for the tiny towns and communities separated by 100 miles or more.
I work for FedEx, and of course I teach half-time. I'm out by lunch. And then I'd go deliver and pick up packages in Marfa. And then I go to Presidio, which is like 95 miles from here. It's very enjoyable because I get to help these people that live out in remote areas out in the middle of nowhere.
Chewy's also been a teacher here for 21 years. And this year, Mr. Calderon's science class has 1 student. But that's not unusual. It's just part of the personal attention that intricately weaves together the lives in this community.
The main thing I love is the kids. You know, I was born and raised here, and went to school through this school, went to Sul Ross, and the kids here are just awesome. My reward for teaching is watching them go off and making good citizens.
We have a lot of time for that one-on-one. Our biggest class is 9, and we have some classes, grades with 1 or 2. It's very much individualized instruction.
Okay, we're going to talk about attitudes. Good attitudes, maybe for what?
Valentine Schools, this is Rita.
Rita Weigard is school secretary. She grew up here too. and graduated top in her class.
Well, I graduated in 1982, right there on that stage. My graduating class was 1, but I still had to make the grade. I was valedictorian.
They have all the latest tools of teaching here, computers and internet and modern technical ties to the rest of the world. They don't have all the things you find in some schools, but they have what they need, and they have what's important.
We rarely deal with the things that they deal with in the big schools. I think we've had one fight in 2 years. It's a different lifestyle. It's very laid back. Sometimes they'll say, well, you kick back to the 60s. Parents are still very supportive of the school and those things. So yeah, it's a good place to be.
So it's really a community of love, and I think that's why they named it appropriately, because we are a really tight community. There's not much here, but we have each other.
It's a tiny town in a vast desert where nothing is close to anything, because nothing is the only thing around. But at the Valentine ISD, things are keeping the same pace they have for more than a century. The town may be disappearing around them, and the world may be racing by out on Highway 90. But as long as there are children on these ranches and kids willing to learn, the Valentine School will be in session.
We've been here for many years, and every year people say, well, this town is going to die and they're going to close the school down. And I've been here 60 years and they still haven't done it. We're holding our own.
Doug could offer you a superintendent job in Dallas or Houston?
No, they have more lawyers than I have students, and I'm not interested in that.
And I suspect that if you're a big city person, you may wonder, why do people live in a place like Valentine? All I can tell you is for some people, it's home. We'll be right back. You'll love Lufkin, where you can tee it up at one of the top 10 courses in Texas, treat yourself to some downtime amid the beauty of the Texas forest country, and tune into the sights and sounds that make Lufkin, well, Lufkin. Find out why people love Lufkin. Capital Farm Credit returned cold, hard cash to their customers this year to the tune of $82 million. They can fulfill all your agricultural credit needs, and with their cooperative structure, they're committed to return profits to their customers, hopefully easing some of the hardships Texans face this year. Come join a lender who puts money back in your pocket. Capital Farm Credit, we're the answer. Hi, I'm Bob Phillips, and this is Escondido, my Texas Hill Country Inn on Medina Mountain. It's 125 acres of breathtaking hills, flowing water, and incredible wildlife. We've added beautiful, comfortable rooms, great food, and a world-class spa, so you can get away, unwind, kick back, and relax. Escondido Resort and Spa. The hard part isn't getting here, it's leaving. Plan a weekend getaway to Victoria, a city rich in history and charm, where the weather is perfect for year-round recreation, where music, dance, and theater come alive on stage. All this is waiting for you in Victoria. And I want to thank you for traveling along with me. Next week on our annual holiday show, we'll see how they're turning out a holiday delicacy at a bakery in an East Texas town. We'll visit a winery in Sour Lake that specializes in spirits that were illegal not that long ago. And we'll travel the West Texas Highway with a couple of young guys that are just trying to make it home for the holidays. I'm Bob Phillips. This is Texas Country Reporter. See you next time.
Promotional consideration and travel arrangements provided by Valero, the all-American gasoline, all across America. La Quinta Inns and Suites, with more than 800 hotels nationwide. Book your room at lq.com and wake up on the bright side. Texas Country Reporter is brought to you by Capital Farm Credit. We're the answer. Mueller Incorporated, metal roofs, metal buildings, ironclad guarantees. Hoheim Prairie Insurance, Texans serving Texans since 1892. Top Texas towns, Nacogdoches, Lufkin, and Victoria. And Southwest Airlines.